I'm pleased to introduce Shanina Knighton. She is one of our Case Western Reserve University student innovators. She was highlighted yesterday during Provost Bazelek's lunch seminar. She was not there yesterday because she was traveling back from Washington, D.C. after attending the Jonas Scholars Conference because Shanina is a Jonas Veteran Healthcare Scholar. We are very, very pleased to have her as a student innovator at Case Western Reserve University and in the School of Nursing, and I'm very pleased to have her come up and introduce our next session.
Good morning. It is with pleasure that I introduce Vikki, Nowak, and Andy Zynga. Welcome to the 10:30 workshop for the vertical innovation process. This workshop will be led again by Vikki Nowak from Nottingham Spirk and Andy Zynga from NineSigma. Vikki Nowak is Vice President at Nottingham Spirk. She is a seasoned business strategist and design leader with over 20 years of experience with companies in the CPG, insurance, retail, manufacturing, medical, and financial services industries. She has a track record of balancing economics with design for Fortune 500 companies. Although Vikki's solutions tend toward technology innovations, she also led programs such as an award-winning Grief Water Backpack for disaster relief, the recent Troy-built Flex innovation, a single-engine innovation that connects to multiple duty attachments, saving 60% space in our garages and transforming how consumers think about yard care. Sounds like we need one of those, huh? Andy Zynga joined NineSigma in February 2008 as CEO of NineSigma Europe, where he has established and grew the company's presence across Europe. In late 2009, Andy assumed the role of global CEO and has focused his attention on increasing the company's revenues and working closely with clients and his global team. He has done this by entering new markets and expanding its portfolio of innovation services. Andy has overseen the introduction of several new offerings that help innovation-driven organizations accelerate product development, reduce risk in their innovation program, and dramatically expand their capabilities. It is with my pleasure that I introduce Vikki and Andy.
Good morning. It's great to have you all here. Thank you for coming. We are totally excited to have this workshop with you because we think it'll be great for both you and us. It's interactive and we'll do a lot of fun work. So besides the great introductions, and thank you for that, there's also a whole set of additional people here. There's 5 folks here from Nottingham Spirk who are going to be the judges, and we'll explain a little later what that is. And we also have Kevin Stark here from NineSigma. He's our VP of Service Delivery. So today we will do the workshop, but first we will start out by sharing with you a concept that we really believe in, which is vertical innovation. So Nottingham Spirk and NineSigma together, a few years ago, we had the idea to say, let's combine the best of open innovation with the best of design. And when John Spirk and John Nottingham and we met at a Christmas cocktail party a few years ago, and we said, this makes really great sense because when NineSigma looks for innovations and finds technologies for clients, they then go off and do something with that. And usually that culminates in the production of a prototype or something like that, or go to market. And that's where we thought, let's combine our forces here to make that happen. Again, we'll take you through the vertical innovation process, and then we'll enter right into the working session in which we'll be really have an interactive workshop. Which will all actually end up with a trophy. So we have a set of trophies produced by Nottingham Spirk, so you have something really great to look forward to. First, let me share with you a little bit about open innovation. Who knows what open innovation is? Okay, great. Yes, Vikki, there. So that's great. So what it is really, I'm going to go very, very basic, right? So on the one side, NineSigma is a company that operates in a two-sided market. On the one side, you have companies and organizations that are looking for technology solutions or knowledge. And usually what we do is we help them to make a really good problem statement so that the right kind of solution from within and outside the client industry can be found. And on the other side of the other network that we're working with is solution providers. So there's millions and millions of people like you, people that are smart, have solutions, have technologies that our clients are actually looking for. So every year we run several hundred searches for our clients, kind of similar to what headhunters do. So when you have retained search consultants in the headhunting industry, well, we don't find candidates, we find the technologies with the candidates behind them. So, and this is how it works. By the way, we have a network of 2 million people that we identified over the past 15 years. But every time we do a search, we find new people. So because we say it's a dynamic world, it's, so people change positions. So every time we do a search, we look for new people. So this is how it goes. First of all, the seeker requests proposals for technical needs. So this is where we go out and invite them in. So some of you may have had emails from us saying, we've identified you as a company with a great profile for our particular client's need. We then invite you in to submit proposals, which actually happens as a second step. So the solution providers send in the proposals. Usually every search can have anywhere between, I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20. We currently average about like 15 proposals per search, but it could also be several hundred. So we run grand challenges that are very big, huge prizes that can have several hundreds of proposals. And then lastly, the seeker, our client, evaluates along with us. So we do a lot of work behind the scenes, really looking at all of the different proposals, evaluating them, rating them, etc. And then at the end, there's a prize. So usually our clients have money available for solution providers when they submit a proposal that they really like. So usually they make deals with 1 or 2 solution providers who submitted proposals. And the interesting bit is that all of the solution proposals submitted will be seen by our clients. So even if you don't win, at least it helps the client to expand their ecosystem. So you can expect to have at some point in the next year or two to have some contact if they have a need that really coincides with exactly with what you have to offer. So some examples, so I get this asked all the time, what are some of the examples of stuff that was created and is in market today from collaborative innovation? And there are a few great examples. So everybody knows the spin brush that was developed by John Spirk and John Nottingham, and another one, John, which is why they started out as Dr. John's. They successfully created the first electric toothbrush for $5 at a price point of $5, where before everything, every toothbrush, electric toothbrush was at least $100+. So that's one great breakthrough. In terms of, there's another one, which is the pourable paint can. That's again going beyond the mere tin, hard to open kind of cans. NineSigma, we were involved in many different innovations. One of them is the freestyle machine. Some of you may have seen those, where you can pick your own sodas, you can mix them and match them and stuff like that. So we helped in the overall finding people that can do the system design and also the dispenser. As you can imagine, the dispenser is a real tough thing. It gets gooey, stuck and stuff. So we helped with that. But we also did something that some of you who may be couch potatoes, and I'm not going to look at anyone because I don't know what you do, right? But one of these big holy grail things is one of our clients was looking to reduce the sodium content in chips, potato chips, while maintaining the same flavor profile. And so we found a solution from a medical company in Zurich, Switzerland, who knew how to grow the crystal lattices. So that's just a couple of quick examples. Many, many more. Great stuff, went to markets. Swiffer is another one. So many great examples of products in market today that were found through open innovation and vertical innovation in combination. By the way, on your tables, you have some sheets that kind of describe, there's a white paper that describes the vertical innovation process, and there's also really a flyer that shows what we had in mind when we created the synergistic collaboration between Nottingham Spirk and NineSigma. We call it NS squared because it's Nottingham Spirk and NineSigma. So with that, I think you carry on from here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Andy. Okay, great. So thank you all for attending. I was worried this was going to be an empty room, so awesome. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? All right, great. So traditional product development is illustrated on the left here. if you work in a company, you likely work in an environment like this, where you're assigned to a discipline, be it research or design or engineering, and the program moves through those departments in a linear fashion. What we do with NineSigma, as well as with our client partners, is a process called vertical innovation, and today you're going to experience that firsthand. Vertical innovation is not unique in how you move through a project. So you start with discovery, you move through definition, design, engineering, sourcing, and manufacturing. What's different is how the team is built. So the team is built in a cross-functional way. It's literally what is illustrated there, and it's very effective. So hopefully you are going to form a cross-functional team today and do exactly what we do. The project teams, again, are cross-functional. So representation from each discipline required to bring a product to market. This team is supported by an operations team. So when we work with our clients or NineSigma, we bring in specialties that we don't have at Nottingham Spirk. So be it scientists like Kevin Stark from NineSigma, or legal or regulatory people, we leverage those assets within the client partners or outside of them even to support the go-to-market launch strategy. This is the best illustration, really, because it shows it all coming together. So each color represents a different discipline. You've got our insights person leading a team of insights people. You've got designers, industrial designers, visual designers, working alongside engineers. So even though you're in that initial discovery phase, everybody's present, everybody's involved. This is very different than most of corporate America. So very unique, and this is what we help our client partners achieve. Today, in an effort to have you experience this process, we are only focusing on one step in what would be typically a 12-month development cycle for us. And we've chosen ideation because it's frankly the easiest thing we could do today in the time that we have allotted. So today we're going to ask you to ideate with a cross-functional team, and we will be there for you. Sitting over there, if you could stand, please, are the team members that will float throughout the room as you attempt to come up with a solution for the challenge that you'll have on your table there. So we've got Bill Rabbit on the left. He's an engineer at Nottingham Spirk. Kevin Stark, our scientist. Amanda Beecher in our insights group. Virginia Stewart, who represents sort of the business strategy side of what we do. And Bob Sorio, who is an industrial designer and leads our design team. So we've got a cross-functional team here for you to lean on. They're going to float around the room and help you.
So if you want to be part of this fun event now, i.e. ideating, those of you who are at tables that don't have an envelope, please go to a table that has an envelope. So we kind of have 10 envelopes in the whole room, so because we reckon it'll probably be about 100 people. I think it's about right. So if you want to be part of this, find a table with an envelope, and then we can get started.
There's room up here, too.
So there's room up here, too. So I don't know. So there's one table here with 2 people. This is the A team here. So join them. You'll win. Probably. Possibly. Great. And there's another table here. So up front. Here, some more diversity. Okay, so don't open the envelopes yet, please. Allow me to walk you. Allow me to walk you through the steps here. So, okay, so now that we have all the teams formed, so in the next 30 minutes, you will move through the following 5 steps. So first of all, you're going to form a cross-disciplinary team. You may think it's already cross-disciplinary, and it probably is, but we try to put you into certain categories. So hopefully they will fit. If they don't, just pretend you are one of those. So that's one thing. Secondly, you will open the opportunity packet, not yet please, but in a minute, that envelope, and you will review the challenge. And then thirdly, you will facilitate the ideation session, and lastly, you will practice your 3-minute presentation. So at the end of this, all the teams will have 3 minutes to present, and then there will be the judgment day. Okay, so on the point of creating cross-functional teams, so we have the following 5 colors visors on the tables, right? So we have the magenta, which is engineer or manufacturing folks, right? So it's all functional now, okay? So then we have designer or creative, which is green. Then we have, this is supposed to be pink, legal and compliance, because legal is so tame and friendly. Mm-hmm. So it's pink. Then research and development, which is supposed to be yellow. So that's yellow. And marketing sales is blue. So each of you either put the visor on or find it. So categorize yourself so that we have a cross-disciplinary team. We want to have one of each at each table. So even if you're not one of those, just grab one of the visors that you think you are the closest to, or that you feel you'd like to play that role once in your life. So how great is that? You could be a lawyer for 30 minutes. Please be quick with the process, okay? So let's do this.
Yeah, quickly. Just grab one and put it on, and we'll quickly begin to see where we need to diversify.
All right, looks like a lot of diversity is happening here. So again, make sure you have one of each at every table. One of each at every table. Okay.
You don't want to wear your hats?
You don't necessarily have to wear the visors, although they look really great on you. I mean, the ones I see, I must say, looks fantastic.
Okay, this team wins for the first hat apparel. There you go.
Okay. All right. So just before we get started, we have a few kind of initial thoughts. So just additional thoughts. So don't be shy. It's best to create a large number of ideas, right? And oftentimes, everybody leans towards starting out with the mild ideas, but don't be shy. Sometimes the wild and crazy ideas are the ones that are really the most marketable ones. So just really don't be shy and go for some of the wild stuff as well. And Vikki.
Yes. My turn?
Yes.
Okay, so this is really important, and this is probably the hardest thing to do as human beings, which is to defer judgment. So as you're working through and as people are sharing their ideas, don't say, we've tried that before, it won't work. Just let it go and write it down. Build on the last idea. So if someone says, iridescent ink, build on that and say iridescent ink that glows in the dark. Try to build off of someone's idea. The third thing I would encourage you to do, and this is in your packets when you open your envelopes, so if you need to follow the rules of engagement or remind somebody, that's in your packet. Write every idea down. At Nottingham Spirk, we have a process. We sort of help each other remember this, because it's one thing to throw out an idea, but it's very much a different thing to actually write it down. So it can be a word, it can be a picture, but the important thing is to write it down so that everybody sees it, okay? Because you're gonna build off of that. Your brain is gonna build off of something that's written down. And finally, encouragement. If someone at your table is not speaking up, they likely have an idea, they're just shy. So please encourage involvement. All right, we're on a tight timeline. What time is it now? What time is it? 10:52. So we're already behind. No, we're not. Yes, we are. So we're going to start the idea session right away. I would encourage you to end at 11:20. We're going to have worksheets that you're going to complete. This will help you understand feasibility. So you're going to have these mild to wild concepts. Then you're going to have a worksheet, and together you're going to work through each question. That will get you to the concept that you will present, okay? So it's about a concept, it's about a great concept, but it also needs to be feasible. The awards ceremony will start at 11:50. At 11:20, that's when we need you done, because each team is going to present in 3 minutes. So this is what we're going to judge on. The judges are that cross-functional team we introduced earlier. We're going to judge on novelty. So, you know, it's really important when you're disrupting a market that you're putting something out there that doesn't exist and that can be protected. Feasibility, we just talked about that. So this worksheet is going to step through all of the parts of the program, and technical feasibility, market feasibility, all of that will be on the worksheet. And then completeness. So you'll be judged on, is your worksheet thorough and complete? And finally, collaboration. This is what vertical innovation is all about. It's all about hearing each other. Every idea is valued and considered. So I'm not going to tell you how we're going to follow that, but we will. So collaboration is another thing we'll be measuring. So good luck. Any questions? Okay, everybody open your packet. Your solution that you're solving for is probably the first page.
Okay, folks. Sorry, but even the funnest thing has to come to an end, and we are at the point where the teams can present, and we will go systematically. So why don't we start with this team right here. Folks, the first presentation is about to start. You have 3 minutes to present your idea.
Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, so our problem statement was surface clean is visibly clean, which we kind of reworded that you can visibly tell when a surface has been cleaned. So our solution, we're happy to introduce to you our new product called Chroma Clean. And our solution is an additive to a cleaning product that temporarily changes the color when you apply it, and as it dries or sanitizes, the color goes away. That the drying time or the color change time could be tunable, so that if you have different applications, whether it's for the food industry or the healthcare industry or other industries, that if it needed to stay on the surface for 10 minutes, you could have a red color, or if it needed to dry for 5 minutes, a blue color, or different colors. Basically, the way that it works is it would be added to an existing cleaner. That product would be applied. That would temporarily change the surface color for a set period of time, say 10 minutes, as we previously said. And then that color change would go away, and the surface would be ready to use. How is this unique or novel? It's positive confirmation of coverage, of application, and efficacy. It could be an additive that's used to any existing cleaner with several different colors types for different drying times. It would be environmentally friendly. It would have the same safety profile as existing cleaners, so it's not going to change that safety profile at all. The target market is existing companies that sell cleaners already, so we'd be targeting the product to them. We would want this branded as something like Intel Inside, so we would hope that when Clorox adds this to their product that it will say powered by Chroma Clean in it, and that is our solution.
Nice job.
Great. Team 2.
Good morning. Team 2's problem to solve was knowing when a brownie is done. So our idea is the brownie button, basically to utilize a small, inexpensive shape memory FDA polymer that can work on either moisture content or thermal threshold when cooking. It's already in the brownie mix, if you will, so you don't even think about it, but it pops up like a turkey-based, during Thanksgiving when it meets those conditions. So you don't have to open up the oven at all to put the toothpick in to test if the brownie is complete. Also, it's customizable because it's not a one-size-fits-all. You can get one that is for extra gooey brownies versus extra cake-like brownies. Very customizable per user. In addition, we thought it was pretty unique and novel. It's only been thought of in terms of the turkey side, but actually including it in the batter we thought was or in the mix and in the batter we thought would be very user-friendly and something that people wouldn't, again, have to think about when they're actually making their brownies. Risks to manage, of course, the FDA approval for the materials, safety at high temperatures in case you forget about what you're cooking in the oven. We also thought, though, to mitigate some of that risk, we could use a different kind of polymer, maybe an edible material or even a safe biological material that therefore can be consumed with the product. And target market, these are really for both the large mixed manufacturers out there from a manufacturing side, or could even be somebody who's an inexperienced baker, like a child who's trying to cook something and maybe doesn't know when the brownies are done, or just for every average Joe like everybody here today in terms of the brownie lovers that we have. So our idea, the brownie button. Thank you.
Hello, our problem was solving how to know when a cold is approaching before symptoms appear. Our solution is the Cold Bit. It is a platform of products based around the Fitbit wristband and the iPhone. We propose sensors in the Fitbit device and your iPhone case, so that we're monitoring each person's own individual symptoms, but we're also tied into big data so that we are able to access data about people through Google platforms, Facebook, et cetera. So we can not only see what's happening with the individual as they enter a room, as they enter an airplane, we can also assess what the probability is of the things that will lead toward a cold before it happens. So our target is everybody that wears a Fitbit, everybody that has an iPhone, everybody that is plugged into any kind of app, because this app will be part of the platform. Fitbit wristband, Fitbit case, Cold Bit data, and the algorithms that predict what's going to happen. It's going to be unique or novel because it integrates data to generate a personal probability, but also a social probability for a social good. The risks are that there's a downside to ostracism, but we are going to make this generic so that it is not an individual person with the cold probability, but rather a room or a location. And finally, we think that people like Airborne and people like Coldies and people that are selling products that will mitigate cold symptoms will love to know about what's going on with these apps, because as people's own sensors and own data tell them they need something, the advertisement will be there to get them to buy it. Thanks.
All right, so our problem statement was overexposure to UV rays and the want or need to have consistent coverage of your sunblock. So our solution was to create an additive to lotions that you could then use an app or a public scanner to scan to verify coverage. So we've got you covered. Would be sold into the, I'm going to skip forward, to the target market of existing sunblock providers or creators or developers, as well as health and beauty manufacturers. And the way it works is that it's a reflective characteristic within the lotion that would then show up either on a camera filter or some sort of light that can be mixed into existing lotions. So this is something that would be sold to the sunblock makers that they would put into their existing products. The uniqueness is that we're adding to an existing market. So we're not having to create our own market here. It's technology that already exists, but not necessarily in this market yet. There's the compatibility of the app. So it's unique to being able to use this and then putting it with the app. The risks are allergens and biocompatibility, consumer perception of health concerns. It's also a matter of, does the market want to pay for it? So is this going to be too expensive for the sunblock makers to make and then obviously pass on to the consumer? And also adoptability from the idea of, will people take this app? Will public services like parks and public public pools, etc., beaches, install something like this so people can verify their sunblock coverage. So that is our.
Thank you.
Good morning. Our problem also was the brownie doneness, how to determine the brownie doneness is. So what we came up with was a multi-sensor attachment that would go inside pans that you already have that would take moisture and temperature and gather other data from that to determine your preferred doneness. We call it the brownie brain. What it would do is you would put this in your pan. It would do the settings. You would use an app. It would pair with your smart device, your phone, tablet. You would choose your preferences, and based upon preset data, it would then measure your temperatures and tell you where you're at. Then you would, at the end of it, it would ask you to score your brownies. So it learns your preferences over time. And then you could also share those preferences out with other folks into a larger cloud-based data set that other people could use those settings from. Some of our risks are managing the inconsistency and accuracy that you have, the multi-variables of altitude, temperature in the ovens, all those sort of inconsistencies. But this is what this tool is designed to try to overcome. And then designing to deal with the temperature in the oven. If we're going to have a sensor that's actually Bluetooth enabled with a radio signal, we have to have it survive in the oven, and compatibility with different devices. Again, I think our uniqueness is that we allow it to, you have the ability to dial in your settings. You're going from a interface that's easy to set up and choose your settings, and then it grades it over time, and you continue to get better. It learns your preferences. Then we're talking about you would partner with brownie and pan manufacturers, brownie mixes and what have you, and you would sell or attach to the box when you buy the brownie, or it would come with various pans. Our key markets are moms, home bakers, and of course we would use the standard media spread to make awareness of our brownie brain.
All right. Our problem statement was heating a snack on the go. And we've come up with a product called Heat. The hot pack for any snack. How does it work? It's a Mylar wrapper around the snack. Think of it like a glow stick or a hand warmer, and you crack it. It starts to heat up through a chemical heating element, and then we're able to heat up the snack that's inside. The novelness is that where snack manufacturers right now are limited in their ability to provide a hot snack unless you're near a microwave or near your kitchen, now it opens up a whole new market to them where they can sell different kinds of snacks where you're no longer tethered to that physical space. You can eat it anywhere. You can eat it on the top of a mountain. You can eat it while you're taking your kids to basketball camp, whatever you need to do. There are some risks that we've identified. We've got to worry about that heat, right? Particularly if we're going to target kids and we don't want it to be too hot. We also have to worry about both exposure and disposal of the chemical product, but we believe that we can mitigate those through testing and R&D. We really see this as a target market as a B2B company. So we're going to target the big snack manufacturers, the Nestle's, the PepsiCo, Frito-Lay's, the Kraft Foods, and we're going to take to them a prototype of our product with their logos on it. We're going to show them some different snack options. We're going to take it in there and we're going to say, hey, guys, you put your snack in this box, the user just opens it up, waits for it to warm up, and is able to eat your hot snack. So thank you very much.
Hi. Okay, we had the problem of developing a surface cleaner that will tell if a surface is visibly clean. And so we developed a product cleverly called Clearly Clean with a K. And unlike Cromer over there, that creates an additive for existing products, we want to control the market ourselves, so we developed our own cleaner. And our cleaner, the customers will obviously have a choice on, depending on what area they're using the cleaner for. So there'll be different cleaners for different areas of your home or daycare centers. And it's a spray, and so when it's sprayed on surfaces, obviously, if it's surfaces like a couch, it'll have different properties versus hard surfaces, granite surfaces, things like that. And when it's sprayed on the surfaces, it leaves a hue that is able to tell the customer that every surface has been covered. There's no touching, there's no wiping, there's no cleaning. They can visually look at the surface and say, hey, the entire surface is clean. This is especially helpful for daycare centers that have pretty busy, have a lot of kids. They're out at the end of the day, they're able to spray their toys, able to spray a wide array, and can tell. This is especially some of the risks that we're thinking about with customers' concern about whether it's going to leave a hint on the products they already have. This is a completely environmentally friendly product, and we can back it with guarantees that it doesn't do that. And I believe that was it. Did I miss anything, team? All right.
So the problem we were solving for, knowing when a cold is approaching before symptoms appear. So I would like to introduce to you the BioCloud. Leveraging innovations from Case Western and their translational science program, we have been able to create a device that senses your microbiome. So every minute of every day, you are exuding a cloud of biosignals around you. So our patented device will fit into a piece of jewelry or some other wearable, and it will constantly monitor your microcloud, your microbiome cloud, and it will give you sensors. It's connected to an app on your iPhone that actually gives you tracking over time to let you know if there's an anomaly in your biome cloud. And so the first application we have of this is the common cold. So just imagine what you could do if you knew 2 days ahead of time before you had a cold. All the things you could get set up. So change your meetings, get your bedroom set up, get your chicken soup balls set. But just having that type of pre-notice before a cold sets on. And of course, we're constantly looking for new applications as we collect information from the people who are wearing our device. We'll be able to detect other types of disease states and give you warnings. So with that, I would like to welcome you all to try our BioCloud and make sure that you're prepared for your next cold.
Dad, my shoulders hurt. Junior, come here. Your back is red. What happened? It's sunburn, Dad. You didn't consistently apply your solar block. Now introducing NanoBlock.
NanoBlock. The easiest way for you to apply consistent and constant coverage from UV rays. Gone are the days that you need to carry around bottles of sunblock. What is this? SPF 10, SPF 15, SPF 40. Do you even know what those numbers mean? I don't. I just often go into the store and say, the higher the number, that one. I need that one. More power. Give me that one. No. We are going to introduce a new way to apply sunscreen for you, and it works like this. It's a simple package that you can attach probably to your shower head, but can be attached anywhere where there's a water delivery system. All you got to do is switch it on, go underneath the water, and it will coat your entire body evenly. And when you're done, you go out, enjoy the sun, you block all the dangerous UV rays, and when you're ready to take the screen off, you go back to that same device and you click it off, and it will wash off all of that wonderful UV blocking technology. But you might be thinking to yourself, what kind of technology is this exactly? Well, it works like this. We're going to leverage the power of carbon nanotubes that can attach to each one of your cellular skin types. And on the other end of this carbon nanotube is a UV blocking mechanism. So how does it come off? Well, when you go to the off switch in your shower, there is a biopolymer that will pull off that UV blocking end of the carbon nanotube and just whoosh. This biopolymer is environmentally safe, so no need to worry about it getting into our natural water systems. All right, so clearly that's the most novel sunscreen application you have ever heard of. Risk to manage is some people may get some skin irritant to this, but the real risk is totally disrupting the current sunscreen application market. Our target market is anywhere where there is a water delivery system that needs sunscreen. We can work with Public Works to apply this and have UV application systems on beaches, but our pilot program will start in New Jersey. And interestingly enough, we'll partner up with the fake tan salons. And they can also apply them so people can maintain their bright, glowing orange color, but also be safe from the sun. Thank you.
Everyone, I want you to close your eyes. Imagine you are seated in your grandmother's kitchen, and you are sitting at the dining room table, and you are waiting for brownies to come out of the oven. You can smell the aroma in the house, and as you're waiting there anxiously, your grandma says, "They're done." "I know." And she goes to the oven, and she opens up the door, and the aroma just fills the house, and it's fantastic, and she gives you a brownie. And it is the best brownie you have ever had. Now, how do you do that again now that your grandma is not here? You're not with your grandma. You use virtual grandma. The iPhone base app that allows you to monitor brownie doneness based on personal preferences. It allows you to make brownies just like your grandmother used to. Now, how this works is it is a modular moisture sensor that clips onto existing brownie pans that anybody can own, so you don't have to buy a new product, and you can adjust for the type of brownie doneness that you would like. You could say, "I like chewy brownies," and it will say it's done when you have chewy brownies and that kind of thing. When it's done, it sends a signal to the app that says, "Brownies are done." Okay, that audio is not what it's gonna say, but you get the idea. And so, how is this unique or novel? There currently exists no brownie doneness detection unit, so this is a completely new market that we are entering. It is completely safe. It does not touch the brownies. It's clipped on after you pour the brownie mix into the pan, and it's modular, so that anybody can use it. It can go onto existing brownie pans that are either owned by homeowners or by small bakeries that want to have consistent brownie making functionality. And the risks that we saw to manage were the health risks associated with uncooked food if the device is calibrated incorrectly, which can be solved by proper calibration. And in order to do that, we plan to work with existing brownie mix companies and work with them to determine at what point their brownies are safely done, and to include a warning on our packaging stating, if you do not adhere to the guidelines given with the brownies, you may be at risk to consume raw or uncooked foods, so that we don't get sued. Yeah. And this works for a variety of different oven types, and it works for a variety of different pans. The target market, as I've already stated, is existing homeowners who want to make brownies like their grandmother used to make. Additionally, it can be implemented at small bakeries that use pans to make large batches of brownies, ensuring consistency in their brownies that they sell. It could also easily be adapted into the industry because it is a simple clip-on device, and it could be clipped onto an existing conveyor belt system in a mass bakery, allowing brownies to be monitored in a mass format. So the scalability of this technology is really fantastic. So I encourage you all, if you're wishing for the brownies that your grandmother used to make, to, once this is through production, go find virtual grandma.
So solve for heating a snack on the go. So imagine that you have, let's say, a sandwich or some kind of some food item or meal that you would like to warm up because you're at the airport or you are on the public transport, or it doesn't taste good when it's cold. So we developed a product called Hot Pouch. It warms up the food electrically. It's a bag made of flexible electronics, polymer covered with the types of heating wires that you can see on the rear window of your car, for example. So it can be plugged into any power outlet or even the 12-volt outlet in your car. And after a couple of minutes, or even just 20 or 30 seconds, if it's a wall outlet, it will warm up your food to the right temperature, and it has a thermocouple to control the temperature as well. So it's unique because no such product exists on the market as of today. There are different chemical heating, for the army, for example, but this is not something that is useful for our case. So the product is a washable, reusable pouch. It's durable, it's folding, it's portable, it fits in your pocket. It's very easy to carry with you wherever you go. And looking at the risks to manage, there is a certain fire hazard. These can be all managed, by the way. It's just I'm reading the risks. The other issue could be there's some short circuit. We need to get UL approval, which could take a lot of time sometimes. And so, what is the target market? People who are on the go, travelers, students, people who are outdoors, for example, demonstrators in the streets, subway riders, frequent flyers. So how do we actually target the market? So we are going to start selling it at the airports next to the deli where they sell the sandwiches. People can buy this small device. It will only cost a couple of dollars, and you can plug it in where you have the cell phone charging stations at the airports, for example. And also we'll start selling it on Amazon after that, so people are already familiar with it. They can buy it, and it'll be probably cheaper. Thank you.
And here's our last group.
All right. So our problem was we had to develop a surface cleaner that shows that it's visibly clean. So our product, Nowak, which is spelled KNOWNO bacteria. So what we want to do is have people know that there's no bacteria on top of tables and surfaces. So we're going to market this product to EMS responders, hospitals, schools, kitchens, and other healthcare facilities. And we want to allow this cleaner to visually show where these clusters of bacteria are. So across the nation, high school students are using dyes, such as crystal violet dyes, to illuminate different cells while looking at underneath a microscope. These dyes adhere to the peptoglycan walls inside of dangerous bacterial cells. And what we want to do is put this directly into our surface cleaner. So when you spray it, all the dangerous bacteria cells illuminate, turn nice, bright, and purple, and then we can wash it away. Yeah, so this can be, it's not very expensive. It's kind of a simple solution to a problem that I think is very relevant. So Nowak. Woo.
Great. Back up to you, Vikki.
Okay, so first of all, thanks to everyone for collaborating so well. It's fantastic. I must say, when Vikki and I originally talked about this session and developed the idea, we thought it could be fun, but I'm really blown away by the breadth of solutions. And it clearly shows that if you have a really good problem statement that's open, that doesn't actually lead you into one particular solution space, there are many great ways to solve a particular issue or a need. And I must say I'm very, very impressed by the fact that, first of all, you covered both the technology innovation but also the business model. So you thought about like, how can I best, of course, it was one of the questions on the worksheet, but oftentimes when you have a technology person has the hardest time really thinking about the business model. So again, it's the power of a cross-disciplinary team that works together and comes up with really the right approach. And I must say, in the brevity of time, it's fantastic, all the stuff that was developed here. So before we go on to the judging, I'd like to invite you to kind of share some impressions from what you've seen, heard, done. What did you think about this? Was this a fun thing to do for you? Anything, any learnings you had from it? So if anybody wants to just share with the rest of the group, that would be great. Vikki? Okay. Okay, so I guess I'll earn my brownie. Okay, oh great.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted with well, as we were doing this, I'm an attorney and I've been involved in some product launches, and I've just never really participated in something like this, and I was just commenting how rewarding it was and interesting. And the main point I was trying to make is, as far as the process is concerned, usually lawyers are brought in at the end, and because we are so counter to the to ideation and creativity, and so it's all the way at the end, and we end up often raining on the parade. So I think from a process standpoint, it would certainly benefit, at least get the rain early on versus at the end, and then deal with it earlier on, I suppose, was the point I was sharing. Thank you. Okay.
I would say one of the other things that I noticed is that obviously we had overlapping the same problem solution to solve for. It's very interesting to see how similar everybody's solutions were for the same problem. And for, we had the sunblock, somebody else had the sunblock, and the idea that they came up with was actually one of the ideas that we had brainstormed against but chose to go in a different direction. So it's just wild to see how many different directions you can get to with the expansive thinking model.
Other comments?
I was a lawyer and I was in charge of saying no, but I won't go that far. We got sort of to the point of we had controversy on an electrical solution or a chemical solution, and we decided to do it the democratic way. We had a vote, and the 2 or 3 people at the table who wanted the electrical solution just pitched in, and so it was no harm, no fall, and everybody kept on going. It was great. It was cooperative.
Hi, I'm an engineer with 25 patents, and I just want to tell you that I am just totally awed at what I'm seeing this week. And just as an example, putting things together that I've learned, I had this image of somebody opens a bag, and this 3D hologram of grandma pops out with her brownie brain.
Data analytics, right? So there's the cloud collecting data, mining that for trends and such like. So that's, pretty prevalent. That's one of the patterns I actually saw here, which I think is great. So it kind of is a testament to the depth of thinking around data analytics these days.
Good morning. I'm always kind of the odd guy out. I personally think that the novelty, flexibility, completeness is all great, but I think on collaboration, I think a lot of industries suffer because everybody agrees on a given path to find an answer. Instead of, I would propose that you take multiple, that you may have more than one good idea, and if you got somebody that champions, you should maybe sometime consider approaching 3 different solves and see which comes out further down the road. I think we really make a mistake. And Steve Jobs would be the guy that would really jump up and down and say, everybody in the room would tell him, you're stupid, you're going to make an iPod. And he's going to be the guy that really goes with the program. I think you need to not always have full cooperation because, there's 12 guys went out in the desert in the Bible and 2 came back and said, we could take them. And the majority said, oh, they're too big, we can't take them. They were the wrong ones. Most great inventions and innovations come from the minority, not the majority. So I would present that we should always maybe consider taking 2 or 3 paths, see what comes out that's feasible and workable and what actually runs. Otherwise, you could be running with the wrong football. Just my input. I'm just a dumb kid from the projects.
No, that's interesting. As Vikki would attest to, their process is really about presenting options and looking at, continuing them, not knowing what criteria may emerge that might kill one later down the line. But for the purposes of today, we had to keep it tight. So.
Along that line, I think it was fun to watch everybody at our table kind of try to balance the creative ideation aspect of this exercise with the practicality and the risk tolerance that everybody was comfortable with. So riding that line between openness and tolerance and tightening the noose a little bit and making sure that we got to, which was at the last minute, some kind of consensus and a process to move forward was a really kind of exciting and neat process to watch.
Let me just do. We're good? Okay.
Everybody wins. I mean, what an incredible group. What great ideas. What fun. So again, I just want to remind you that we thank you to the judges, by the way. We judged on novelty, feasibility, completeness, and collaboration. So really, really great outcomes here. So we're going to acknowledge the top 3 teams. It's a great idea. So in 3rd place was Team Nanoblock. Could you please stand and get a round of applause? Very creative presentation. 2nd place was Team BioCloud. Please stand for your applause. And finally, the winner is Team Heat. Please come on up to receive your awards. Come on up. I want you to say your name and why you're at the conference.
Oh, God. All right.
Quickly.
Name and why we're at the conference. And where we're from.
Where you're from.
Ali Ahmed from Cisco Systems, double case alum, at the conference to learn more about innovation in the work environment and the physical environment.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come this way. Just like graduation.
Hi, my name is John Hauserman. I'm with a local company called Team Wendy, Dan T. Moore company. I'm a project engineer, doing helmet design, and just here to sounded interesting and wanted to see what it was all about. So thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Talia Sukal. I work for the Ratner School, which is about a co-educational school about 25 minutes east of here. I teach entrepreneurship, and I also manage and develop all of our partnerships, and I'm interested in design. I have a background in art, so it seemed really interesting, and I've had a great time. Thanks.
Hi, thanks. I'm Jason Drake. I'm also with Dan T. Moore Company. We're working on developing a vocational education or professional development aspect to develop a pipeline of talent into the manufacturing sector from the local community. So I was here to see how innovation works in education.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Steve Balsam. I call myself an Imagineer. I love innovation, and I work for a company, L&L Products, in Michigan, and just want to take it to the next level, see what the next 30 years bring.
Thank you. Congratulations.
I'm sort of different. I'm Carl Budwowski. I graduated from here a long time ago, and I'm retired. I just decided to see what Case is thinking about innovation. Take care.
Great. Thank you for coming. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Nick Barron. I'm a master's physics student here.
I was one of the student innovators at the lunch yesterday. Currently working at Bioenterprise as a. I'm supposed to be at the office. And thanks very much.
Great, congratulations.
How you doing? I'm Brian LaDuca, University of Dayton. I'm the executive director of an Applied Creativity and Innovation Institute where we study and span the understanding of the application of creative thinking and confidence across all forms of disciplines at the university.